You were listening to chartingwealth.com for Monday, the 22nd of August, 2016. 10 minutes every day. That's all we ask. It's go time. Let's take a look at IYY. What is that? Well, that's the iShares Dow Jones U.S. Total Market Index Fund. It's an ETF that tracks the whole market. What's the whole market doing? Well, it started sliding sideways and edging itself up back on the 8th of August. And as we look closely at that, we had 4 candles of up movement through the 16th. Those are 2-day candles. Then we saw on the 2-day candle ending on the 18th of August a doji, which means lots of indecision. Now, don't forget, on Wednesday of the past week, we had Fed minutes coming out. We also had triple witching Friday at the end of the week. So what ended up happening after the big indecision on the 18th? Well, the candle that started forming on the 19th, that was on Friday, was again a bit of a spinning top, some indecision. The market was technically down for the day, 0.14%, and it started and actually ended crossing over, going down on the total market. Now, that's not what I would call a confirmed crossing over because the 2-day candle has not finished forming. It's the first day of a 2-day candle. It is technically crossed through at this point, but could bounce up on Monday. So we shall wait and see. Derivative oscillator is still positive. It's not. It's actually the same as it was the prior 2-day candle. So I'm not going to call that a confirmed crossover going down, but we need to pay close attention to see if we're hitting a sea change here. It could be another bounce off, and this market that makes no sense and keeps going up may keep going up. Now, we say it makes no sense. That is true, except for the fact that it is a presidential year, and it's very important for those of you who want to know what's going on right now. We're not at the end of the year yet. You need to have yourself a copy of the Stock Trader's Almanac 2016 by Jeff and Yale Hirsch. Page 20, I commend to your reading. The price, which is around $50 for the book, is worth every penny on just that page alone, chocked full of great stuff. You need to read this book. You need to have it with you every day that you're looking to invest or trade in the market. So that's where we are. Still indecision. Market technically down overall. If we look at what happened on the 4-hour chart, again, down movement in the morning. The bulls really, the bears really pulled things down. The bulls pushed them back up in the morning. And then a little bit of up movement, spinning top in the afternoon, still in a confirmed down on the 4-hour chart. Crossed over going down back in the afternoon on the 16th. But again, we are getting really close to a confirmed down move. We're not going to call it that yet, but looks like that is on the way, but could have another bounce back. Not typical, but this is not a typical year. Now, let's stay on the 2-day chart, and let's take a look at the S&P 500. It was down it was almost as much as the total market, 0.13 versus 0.14. Looks very similar. A doji, that means lots of indecision back on the 18th, and then a spinning top. Not as much indecision, but still indecisive. Technically a crossover on the first day of the 2-day candle, but we can't call it until the candle's complete. And we see this really firm itself up as far as a down move goes. So that is possible. Of course, we've broken through back on the 18th, broke through our previous 2-day trend line. Good trend line has been broken. So let's continue to watch, see what we see. If we look at what happened intraday on the 4-hour chart, again, just basically moving sideways. Now let's go back to our 2-day chart, and we're going to take a look at the Qs. What is the Qs? Well, the Qs is the NASDAQ 100. And what do we see tracking along there? Well, the NASDAQ 100 also down barely 0.03%, but it's been tracking sideways for the last 2-day candles. But again, it's only 1 day of the current 2-day candle, so that's just 3 days. And we've had that happening in indecision in the NASDAQ too. It has not yet crossed over going down. Derivative oscillator is getting very, very low. It is getting closer. Looks like it has topped out and it's sliding sideways. But of course, until it crosses over, we don't call it. a down market. It is not yet. And the Qs, of course, is the NASDAQ 100 technology stocks. What do we see going on? Spinning top in both the morning, a red one, and a green one in the afternoon, still in a confirmed down move. It's been that way for quite a while since there was a crossover going down back on the 10th, although the market tracked up a good bit, basically sliding sideways. That's the time when our MACD doesn't work that well for us. So continue to pay attention to these markets. We may be getting ready for some bearish times. We'll continue to watch. Not confirmed yet. What's going on with gold? Gold crossed over going down on the 2-day chart back on the 8th of August. We do have a nice trend. Well, it's not a wonderful trend line, but we have a trend line that we've drawn. We're still following that. Gold is still moving down on the MACD and the signal line. Derivative oscillator gained energy on the 19th. If we look at the 4-hour chart, what do we see? Our 4-hour chart cranked over going up back on the morning of the 18th and now has turned right around and cranked over going down. Been sliding sideways. Don't like the way that looks. We loved the previous clean, beautiful moves where the 4-hour chart would rotate over and then it would move up for a nice long time, or it'd rotate down and it'd move down for a nice long time. And now we've gotten sort of a herky-jerky up for one day, down the next. Not the way we like to see our charts move, where you can't use them and rely on them. So that's where gold is in a confirmed down move, just like the big chart. Now, those of you who want to use the regular charts, of course, what does that mean for you? Well, you've got a confirmed down move on gold, even though it's really been sliding sideways a lot on the big chart. And, of course, what happened? Well, it moved over going down on the small chart. You would have an entry point this afternoon, or check it out Monday morning. See if there's an entry point then for a down move on gold. We've been trying to use our 4-hour chart as the trading chart. It's been working well over the last few months since it failed us around January, late December. Started working again February, March timeframe. So again, how long do we use charts? Until they don't work. Folks, that's where we are as we end the day on Friday, a triple witching Friday. Don't know what that means? Refer to your Stock Trader's Almanac. It's in there. Tells you when they all are, each quarter. Now, what do we need from you guys? We would appreciate it if you would friend us, of course, on, well, you don't friend us on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook. Also, what we really need from you is we need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. I know thousands listen every week, but when we hit 1,000, we can start sharing with those 1,000 people a proprietary broadcast, which we plan to do. We're getting closer. We're in the 900s now. You guys have brought us up, and we very much appreciate that. We'll make it worth your while. Also, if you want to help us out, go to iTunes, subscribe to our podcast. You guys have made us as much as number 6 in the world for stock market podcast, and we so appreciate that. We want to keep those metrics up. Please subscribe at iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. Say something nice about us. You can also do that on our Facebook page, and we love to hear from you on all of the various platforms. Best place to go and subscribe to us and get our podcast every day is, of course, chartingwealth.com. If you subscribe, what will you get? You'll get our How to Read a Stock Chart video, what you need to get started in the wonderful world of learning to read stock charts. Those who don't know what that's about, look, stock chart is your roadmap to the market. Whether you're a value investor, whatever it is, who wants to buy too high, who wants to sell too low? You want to read these stock charts. When you can do that, then you can buy and sell wisely, regardless of whatever your method of investing is. Reading the stock charts is the key. It's your map, potentially, to riches. And we have all the education you need to practice daily with us. You'll also get our market worksheet by subscribing. We have a link to the PDF there. And you will get the layout that we use at freestockcharts.com. The operative word there is free. Thank you again so much for joining us. Hope that you have had a wonderful weekend or about to embark on it if you're listening early. Do not forget to listen to our weekly review and forecast. We will be recording that and posting it up next. God bless you from chartingwealth.com.